Let's talk about getting things done. Let's talk about productivity. And it's one of those very important topics because a lot of people feel overwhelmed. A lot of people look at their to-do lists, seeing 10, 20, sometimes 50 different things, and they feel like it's too challenging. They don't even know where to get started. You look at your to-do list and you realize that it's going to probably take you months and months to complete it. And on top of that, you don't know how to prioritize. You may feel like you want to be in 20 different places at once, but you cannot clone yourself and you don't know what to do. And if that's how you feel, then you're in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my best productivity tips that will help you to get the important things done in less time. And I say important things because the first thing you have to know is that there is a huge difference between being busy for the sake of being busy and actually being productive and actually getting important things done. You see, a lot of people do all the minutiae. A lot of people try to tick off a bunch of things from their to-do lists, not realizing that they're focusing on the wrong things. They are not prioritizing well. And it's not about how much you do, it's about what you do and how you do it, right? You can perform 20 different activities in a day. You can be shuffling papers and being busy and running around and doing lots of phone calls, but it will not help you if you do the wrong thing. So you got to make sure that you prioritize well. So the first tip I want to share with you is that it's really good to always ask yourself, am I being busy just for the sake of feeling busy, for the sake of feeling like I'm getting things done, or am I actually being productive? And personally, I like to do those check-ins with myself, right? Sometimes when I get stuck in something, and let's say I'm sitting in front of my laptop and I've been going through the motions, just doing a bunch of different tasks, I like to ask myself, am I being productive or am I just being busy? And sometimes what happens is I realize, wait a second, I'm wasting my time handling all the minutiae that I can outsource, that my assistant can do. Why am I wasting my time doing those little things that I don't enjoy doing if I can literally give it to my assistant or I can outsource it to someone else? And it helps me to recalibrate. Sometimes I get stuck doing something and then I ask myself this question, am I being busy for the sake of being busy? Am I being productive? I realize, hold on a second, I'm actually doing this so I feel good, but it's not contributing in any way to my life. Let me drop it right now and focus on something else. And then I reevaluate. I look at my to-do list and ask myself, okay, what are the most critical tasks that I should be performing? Speaking of which, so if you want to identify what are some of the most crucial tasks to perform, I highly recommend that you get familiar with the 80-20 principle and that you use it in your life. And by the way, if you are wondering, because you may be wondering what's happening here, why am I turning all the time? We are going on those mountain roads here down from the volcano. I'm going to show you some B-roll footage. I think you're going to love it. And literally right now, I can see the mist. It's just incredible. So 80-20 principle says that roughly 80% of results come from 20% of causes, of inputs, of actions and effort. So what it means is that very few things really matter. It's also called the Pareto principle and the law of the vital few. So in other words, what it means is that as you look at your to-do list, you may see 10 or 15 or 20 different things, and it's easy to assume that each one of those things is equally important. But the reality is that there's always 1, 2, maybe 3 things that are way more important than anything else. It's extremely important to know that, because otherwise you would just get stuck in this perpetual mode of, I just have to get things done without really prioritizing. But instead, you have to prioritize and you have to always ask yourself, if I consider the 80-20 principle, knowing that some of those items on my list are more important than others, what are the things that I should be doing in order to take my life to the next level? What are the critical tasks that can make everything else much easier for me or can make everything else unnecessary? Very important thing to ask yourself. And what may happen, for example, let's say that, I'm making this up, this is a random example, but let's say that you are a writer. You're a writer. You may rationalize every single day that you have to manage your social media, that you have to respond to phone calls, that you have to respond to audio messages, that you have to do all of those different things. But then you may realize that you don't spend much time writing. And as a writer, you should probably be writing. That's what you should be doing. If you are a filmmaker like Eduardo here, you know, Eduardo could rationalize every day that, hey, I have to improve my social media presence so more people know me. I have to do X and Y and Z. I have to read all of those books about filming. He could rationalize doing many different things, but the truth is that the most important thing Eduardo can be doing is getting better at his craft by filming, by editing, by practicing. And oftentimes in our lives, we lose focus. And rather than doing those things that are crucially important in our lives, we focus on bullshit, we focus on minutia. So what I want to ask you here is to perform the 80-20 analysis of your life, right? Figure out all of the different tasks and activities that you are performing on a daily basis, and then ask yourself a simple question. Which one of those activities is the most important? Which one of those activities can make all the difference? And this will allow you to calibrate. Another thing I want to talk to you about is that when you wake up in the morning, it is a crucial time to do something productive. Now, a lot of people set up a very negative context in the morning. They wake up and they check their phones. Maybe you're one of them, right? I used to do it myself. You check your phone, you check all the messages, maybe you go on social media, and now suddenly you get into this reactive mode. Rather than being proactive and thinking about how you can make your life better, you are thinking about other people's problems. You are just thinking about what other people want from you, so you live other people's lives, right? You are very reactive. So instead, what you want to do is you want to treat the first few hours after waking up as sacred. It is your time, right? It's your time, and it is the time to get yourself into the right state. It is the time to perform a morning ritual, maybe meditate, maybe exercise, perhaps take a cold shower, maybe do some gratitude exercises, review your goals, right? And then once you feel that you are in a great state, you start doing that one important thing that you know can make all the difference. Again, if you're a writer, you want to write. If you're a video producer, you perhaps want to edit some videos or learn more about editing. If you are a graphic designer, you probably want to design. If you are a student at university, you probably want to study for that exam, right? So I could give you lots of examples, but you see my point. You identify that one most important task, you do it right in the morning before all the distractions of the world slap you in the face, right? You don't allow other people to take over your attention. Instead, you focus on that's the most important activity or task that you could be doing to take your life to the next level. And I can guarantee you, if you start your days like this, it's gonna make all the difference, because literally after the first few hours of the day, you will feel like a winner, right? You literally have a feeling of, wow, I worked so well on that one important thing that no matter what happens throughout the day, it was a great day. It was a great day, I won. And a lot of people live the total opposite, right? They wake up in the morning, check their phones, they are reactive, and only late in the evening, they are asking themselves, well, this day wasn't really productive, was it? What can I do to make this day better? But it's already too late, they're already tired, they already have other commitments. Maybe they're scheduled to see their friends for dinner, maybe they just came back home and the kids want to play with them. The point is, you don't want to leave things for the evening. You want to do important things early in the morning so you can win your day. That's it, guys, for this video, because we are getting close to the city. As you see, we are driving down the mountain. I'm doing my best to focus and give you as much value as possible. As you can see, obviously no teleprompters and stuff like that in my videos. And if you've known me for a while, if you've seen my content, you know that I always like to have solid content, but also go with the flow in terms of my delivery. Let me know how you liked it. I hope that you enjoyed it. I really hope it gave you some good food for thought. Please utilize those strategies. Don't just watch this video passively. Implement those strategies and those tools, and I can guarantee that if you do it, you will become more productive. There is no doubt about it.